progesterone produces folici. I hope I got that right.
Follicide?
No.
That the folici, I mean, I got the other way around. That the folici produces progesterone. I got that right. You've come out of the first 7 days of uncleanness into the 8th day light, but the light of the 8th day is now fully reinforced by the light of the 15th day. Come on now. Am I preaching good today or what?
Amen.
Amen?
Amen.
Baruch Hashem Yahuwah. But we're not done. The cycle continues. Now, for days 16 through 21, we begin to see what? A waning
Crescent.
of the moon. A waning of the moon. The last day of the thickening phase of ovulation. So from days 15, 16, 17, there's a hardening of the uterus. Are you with me?
Yes.
Days 13, 14 is ovulation leading to the 15th. The 15th and thereafter the uterus is reinforced. However, the thickening phase of the uterus, as I'm told, comes to an end on the 21st day. Roughly, give or take a day. Are you with me?
Yeah.
The thickening phase of the uterus, Governor, are you with me?
With you.
Comes to an end somewhere around the 21, the 20th, correct. So then after 21 comes what? Day 22. The last quarter phase equals the last thickening phase of the uterus. Fertility, pregnancy is waning. Waning. In that monthly cycle. Is anyone getting this?
Amen.
Now, day 28. On day 28, if pregnancy does not occur, and in most cases in your life it won't, you may have 3 or 4 months when the cycle is broken, 4 children, 6 times when the cycle is broken. But most times the cycle will not be broken, even if you have a lot of children. Okay? On the 28th day, if pregnancy does not occur, the uterine lining sheds. This is all regulated by the moon. There are 4 weeks in the moon plus a day or 2, depending on what month we're in, that are preparation days. So if a pregnancy does not occur, the uterine lining is shed on the 28th day, bringing a chadash, or a new period, on the 29th day. Is this too complicated? So on the 29th day, on the 28th day, the uterine lining sheds. When that thick lining begins to shed and completely sheds, it ends the old cycle, begins a new cycle. On the 29th day, the last Shabbat of the month, begins a new Chodesh. Does it not? Does not the 29th day of a 29-day month begin a new cycle of 4 weeks, a new Chodesh of 4 weeks?
Yeah.
Not only that, the 29th day is the last day of a woman's clean or tahor time, and the entry into a new time of tamai, because the last Shabbat is the last what? Light of rest and Shabbat for the old cycle, and we feel a loss and a dirtiness that there are no more Shabbats left in this cycle. The light and the joy of the Shabbats for this cycle is gone. And we have to wait for a new cleansing and a new cycle to experience the joy of our first Shabbat.
Amen.
Michelle's going to remember this one. It's a good one to send her off with, right? So the 29th day is the last day of the old clean cycle and the start of a new unclean cycle. And then you may say, yeah, okay, I'm with you. I hear you. And remember, Psalm 104:19 says what? The moon is for cycles, times. If these aren't appointed times, ladies, then you need to give the men that are here and around the world some counseling. Because these things are clockwork. Hello? They're clockwork. Yes?
Yes.
They're guided by the moon. Your Niddah and coming out of Niddah into 4 periods of one cycle and 4 Shabbats of a new cycle are all predicated on the moon, which is given for Moadim. As we close, let me just guess
First rules.
what we do with the 30th day.
I was just going to ask that.
What do we do? Now, if the 29th day is the start of a new unclean period of Niddah, and the end of the old period, what causes a woman to bleed is the breaking of the uterine lining, the shedding of the lining.
Yes.
Then what happens? Okay, I'm following, I'm with you on 29-day moons, but what about on 30-day moons? What about it?
Sometimes she has a missed day.
What about it? There are times in the cycle, many times, when these calculations are what? A day off. Why are sometimes these calculations a day off? Because the moon ain't always that exact. In the time of Hezekiah, what did Yahuwah do? He caused the sundial to go backwards. He moved the sun that changed time 10 degrees. He moved the sun 40 minutes so that it affected, now some months are 29, some are 30. So we have the 30th day in case the cycle gets messed up. And you ladies know you're expecting your period on the 29th day, and then sometime you don't get it till 2 days later. And you go, where's my period? Well, you're waiting for Rosh Chodesh. That's where your period is. It's coming on Rosh Chodesh, meaning a new cycle.
Oh, you may not have
Now,
it
some
at
of you
all.
ladies in menopause are praising Yahuwah that you are like no longer involved with this moon phase cycle. But I mean, how exact is our temple? Our temple, which is from where we worship and seek Him and so forth, is governed by the sun and the moon the same way the temple was governed by the sun and the moon back in the days when the temple stood on Mount Moriah in Jerusalem.
Amen.
It is so awesome.
Amen.
Your wives, they can deny the lunar Shabbat all they want. Every woman on this planet is governed by lunar Shabbats in their cycle, whether they recognize it or admit it or don't admit it.
And that's the test.
Brothers and sisters, I don't see a single point anywhere in this cycle where the cycle begins and ends on Sunday or starts on Shabbat Saturday. There is no Saturday, honey. If you're not sure about this, let me help you out. In your monthly cycle, there's nothing named Saturday, and in your monthly cycle, there's nothing named Sunday.
Well, that shuts her.
Not unless you let Julius Caesar in there, and you shouldn't have let him in there in the first place.
Wow.
That shuts her.
Very Job teaching today. Very Job teaching. Right on.
I can't do better than that.
Right on the money.
This is going to be a special teaching. I can't do a lot better than that. You know.
A lot of stuff.
And people said, what about the weeks being connected? What about it? Is your period connected to the last one? No. Yahuwah breaks it every day, every period with a Rosh Chodesh. You go from clean to unclean.
That doesn't put the church woman in their place.
You know, we still love you, even though some of you ladies may never talk to me again. And hey, Shabbat Shalom. Hey, it is Shabbat.